Welcome everyone to another wonderful episode of the Choco-Bros. That's right, we're not dead, we're not gone, we're still here, we're still kicking, and we're done with finally another Final Fantasy. We just ended the freaking game of Final Fantasy VII. I'm certain you're really wanting to hear our takes on that game, but we'll get to that in a bit. I'm joined by my wonderful friends, Iron Aggro and Espy. Say hi, guys.
Why?
The new catchphrase for the Choco-Bros is I'm still alive, but I'm barely breathing.
True. Right before this call, right before it, we thought Espy was gonna die.
I thought I was going to die as well.
We did.
So.
It was a sad time, but...
Yeah, it was a set, but we would have kept going. And, everybody knows Espy, because, mainly just people that know us listen to this podcast, that if Espy ever dies, someone has to take over and, help his family out. So, and
yes.
He's apparently chosen, I think, Mango now.
Yeah, Mango.
It was Sean, and then Jason stepped in, and then at Reconnect, Mango kind of assumed the role.
So Mango will be taking over for Espy when he dies.
Yes.
There you go.
On the Choco-Bros.
And she'll also be taking care of my wife and my soon-to-be newborn daughter,
There
and
you
my
go.
2 dogs,
Alisana.
and my job. Yep, Alisana. Last name. I probably said my last name on the podcast, but who cares? Anyway, yeah, so I hope I don't die, but if I do die, everybody's taken care of.
Anywho, well, hey, the biggest thing that we want to stress here is that we're finally freaking done with FF7. But
We did it.
We are.
before we get to that, is there any FF news?
No.
Oh, great. Perfect.
There's
You can't talk about anything then. Don't talk about nothing. There's nothing.
There's a couple small-
Nope.
Ah,
You said nothing.
No.
You said nothing.
Nope. Nope. I said no news.
You said nothing.
There's no news, is what I said.
We're moving right on into the main topic. Let's
Nope,
go,
there's other
baby.
things to
Let's
talk about
go.
first.
Sephiroth did nothing
And I'm-
wrong.
Actually interested to talk about. Because I want to talk about that 16 DLC for 2 seconds with no story spoilers whatsoever.
Yeah, I haven't finished it.
You haven't even, SB hasn't even finished it. It's not very good,
Yeah.
is the review. It's okay.
Did you expect it to be good?
Yeah, I thought it'd be at least good. It's just okay.
Hey, that's like my catchphrase.
Yeah.
It's kind of just a bit of uninteresting stuff with a couple of cool combat encounters and then really cool boss and music, obviously. Those are both top tier, incredible. But like it's just it's fine.
That's
I
kind of
think, honestly, I think 16 is probably a better game without the DLC, even though like the first DLC is not my favorite boss fight in the game. But I don't know.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you. Like the little bit that I've played of the DLC so far, it's kind of like, this is, content that's not super, and maybe I haven't given it a fair chance. Like I've been doing it while like trying to do other stuff, so maybe I'm just like not as invested as I was like when 16 came out. But I have a feeling I'm going to agree with you. Like, yeah, 16 was probably better off without this DLC. The first one, Echoes of the Fallen, I really like. I thought it was nice, compact, short, cool boss fight at the end. This one I feel is gonna overstay its welcome and like, hey, look what we're doing. You remember this song? Remember this thing from this game? It's like, oh yeah, thanks. Like a person at a party who like they belong there, and like you want to try to be nice to them because like they're like a friend of a friend, but they're just talking about something that's not interesting, and you're just waiting for them to stop talking so you can walk away. Is how I feel.
That's how I feel right now. That's how I feel right now.
Yeah, exactly. And he's waiting patiently for us to be done talking. And I'm done talking.
Now for your 20-second FF16, FF14 crossover review. It's good, actually. As interesting as the 16 DLC. It had an actual little fun story. And the duty where you did some cool stuff. You fought some 16 enemy. Very fun. Gave you some unique actions I'd really like to actually see implemented in the main game, if they can. That is all. You gotta ride Torgal around as a mount.
That's sick.
It's very fun.
Worth it. Free. It's free, right? Like they
Is
only
that
do
a
like
dog?
paid stuff.
Yeah, but it's free. Available. I think it's not available anymore, actually. But yes, Torgal's a dog.
What thought? I think that's like the one thing I remember. Anywho, well, since there's no FF news, and really what you just talked about was no consequence to me, let's dive into the meat of everything.
I love meat.
Let's just dive into FF7 discs 2 and 3. So, in this wonderful little bit, let's recap a little bit. We've done disc 1, which is all of what I'm going to call the remake bit, and then we just did Rebirth, from what I understand. No spoilers, still haven't played it, but from what I understand, it's pretty much all of Rebirth in disc 1, which I think is still kind of crazy. That means they have to get disc 2 and 3 in the next bit, and that's
now disc 3
ridiculous.
is literally just the final dungeon.
Yeah, true. But still.
And some backtracking that you can do, but not
Anywho.
it doesn't matter.
So we go through. I'm for some reason blanking on the freaking. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. You guys are gonna hate me, but that's the. We'll get to that. You guys are gonna hate me though. But
No, you can have an opinion.
what is the freaking? Why can't I remember the freaking city name?
The Forgotten City.
No.
Or City of the Ancients.
No. It's even worse.
Gungaga?
Midgar. So we start out in Midgar.
What?
And then we go through that. Then we get out of Midgar. We go to Calm. We do the wonderful thing. Hey guys, do you guys remember what happened in Nibelheim? The Nibelheim incident. Do you remember that?
I loosely have some recollection of it.
Okay. Well, don't worry. It comes back again. So we'll have to explain it again.
Okay.
So you do all that basically to get to what Espy spoiled me on. Aerith dies, and then we just kind of, we're just chilling after that. But we pick it back up right after we just visited Calm, I believe, right? Because that's where we go after she dies. Or is
are
that
you
Nebel?
recap like what are we recapping? Because you said
I was just
recapping
recapping disc 1 and disc 2.
Okay, I was just making sure I understood.
Yeah,
But I'm now at disc 2. Like I'm finally there. Because we start out our adventure in Calm, right? Because that's where we go right after she dies, right? Is Calm?
No, Calm's where we go right after Midgar.
What's the one? Where do we go? No, we go back to Gongaga, don't we? Now I'm lost. Where do we go right after she passes?
According
She
to
got
the
stabbed.
Village.
we go to the Snow Village.
Really? I could have swore we went
Yeah.
somewhere else, and that's where like Cloud gave like all the speech.
We did that like in the Forgotten City. He gave the speech.
No, wow. Crazy.
Well,
then I guess we go to the Snow
hang
Village.
out there. But there is a snow dungeon before, but I figured I'd lump it all into one.
This
one
is
thing.
where we
It's
find
snowy.
out so wonderful information about Professor Gast, and then who else? Espycat.
Who else did we talk to?
No, dude, come on, bro. Like you like this game so much, you're supposed to know it frontward and backwards and left and right.
I've played this game once.
I need you to lock in. Just like look at me and lock in. Look at me. Lock in.
Where are you? There's no cameras.
So, Professor Gast, we go up to a computer. We go up
He's
to
right
a
behind me.
computer, and we see that there's videotapes, and it videotape Professor Gast and who else, Espy? Okay, Agra, who else?
Cheat. Ilfalna.
There we go. We got
Oh.
it right. Ilfalna.
Oh, no, what the fuck are we
Which
talking
is
about?
whose mother? Espy.
I don't know. I'm kidding. It's Aerith's mom.
And
What?
What?
okay, you guys
who
just
else?
leave. Just whatever. You guys are just
No, wait.
telling
What?
me.
No. I want to know your stuff. No, please say what you're about to say.
The joke is past. I can't do it now.
I don't get it.
So
I don't.
the joke is past. Just keep on going. We're cutting this out.
Aerith's
I'm
mom?
not cutting this out.
Who's Aerith's? What?
What are you talking about, Espy?
You said Aerith's mom and like
yeah,
implying and
Is
she
she also someone
dies?
else's mom's?
Did we play the same game?
No,
What are you talking about, Swirls?
Am I on the right podcast?
definitely not. Anywho, so we find out there that, Gast and Ilfalna had a wonderful little deal, and that's where we find out that most likely Gast is Aerith's mom. Or Aerith's dad.
Gast is Aerith's mother, yes.
Yeah.
You got it great.
There we go. But we
We
find
don't know
out that
much about
they're
Guest, but
not
we know-
much,
we
but
know
we
that.
do know that Hojo has him killed.
Mhm.
No.
And then we get to go through the wonderful bit of the probably the worst part of a video game I've ever played, which is running around in the frickin' snowiness and then going and doing a skiing expedition.
It's a
Anybody-
fun time.
Anybody have a comment on that?
I do enjoy the skiing from a idea standpoint. It's not very fun itself. Also, there's no music. It's really weird.
It's really eerie.
Yeah, and I like the snow stuff if it doesn't take too long. If it takes too long, it starts to get annoying. Which the guide was not very helpful, so it kind of took us too long. But
Yeah, the guide was not helpful at all in any of this. I don't know if there was a better one. I think we should have done video guides maybe.
maybe, but I think that would have just taken us a lot longer.
But we go
But-
from there. We get from the snow village. What happens after the snow village, Espy?
After the snow village, according to this, the whirlwind maze. Ooh. Well, I don't know if you would count that as
Basically,
Snow
our
Village.
first trip to the northern crater. Yeah,
The
it's
first trip to
I
the northern crater.
I like I'm glad the snow stuff is there to be like a buffer in story events between Forgotten City and
Because
Northern Crater first visit, because that's a
this is
lot
where
of
Cloud
stuff.
goes crazy again, right?
Yeah, this is where Cloud we beat Genova and get back the black materia,
Yeah.
and then we give it back. Cloud gives it back to Sephiroth and has a mental breakdown.
Yep. And
And then-
then he goes into the live stream, right?
Yep, he falls into the life stream. The weapons
then-
are summoned.
Yep. All the weapons are activated. I fought
A
two of
barrier
them,
goes up over the northern crater.
and Sephiroth's just chilling there.
Yeah, he's just hanging out,
He's just hanging out.
vibing.
But everybody else gets to go to a certain place that we all know and love. It is the place where we get to impersonate a soldier. Junon. We're back at Junon. We're captured though. We thought
Meteor's
Rufus was
been
a good.
summoned.
We thought Rufus was a good person. Now we thought he was gonna help us. No. He throws us in prison, and then Tifa gets put in like a gas chamber. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, that
It's insane.
It's ridiculous.
Mini game to get out of the gas chamber.
or you die.
And then guess who's
Forever.
there to help us out? Espy, this is where you need to
Who?
do. This is where you need to do a Kermit the Frog impersonation.
It's me, Kate Sith.
There we go. Kate Sith helps us out, which we find out later who they actually are, which is very intriguing to me. Anywho, Kate Sith comes to save the day, as well as Barrett and Tifa. We're able to get on out of there. Red, I think, is there too, right?
Yeah, I think the whole gang's there. I don't know if Vincent.
I don't
is
think
at any
Vincent
point,
or
but
I don't think Vincent or Yuffie.
Yuffie
Vincent
is.
just
She's
left us to
undercover
die?
as a news reporter.
Really? Oh, is that what that was?
Yeah, and I think it's Sid with the camera.
Yeah, it could
If
be.
I remember right.
But we
But
finally get
they're
out.
only there for one small.
Yeah, we
scene.
finally get out of that wonderful little, I just love Junon so much. It's where I'd live because, it's right next to the sea. It's right next to the beach. We have Mr. Dolphin to hang out with. It's just the best. But we go to
Shout
a
out to Mr. Dolphin.
wonderful little place in Medeal. Oh, Medeal.
Yeah, after searching for so long and definitely not just using a guide to go exactly where we need to go to find
True.
Cloud.
Because isn't this the one time where they're just like, yeah, explore.
Yeah, because they give you the airship, and
Yeah.
and even if you didn't find Cloud immediately, most of the NPCs have new dialogue because Meteor's been summoned.
True.
So there's actually interesting things to see at least a couple things to see at pretty much every location, and then Medeal being one of the only new places you can land now that you have the airship.
Yeah, I forgot
Like-
we get the airship right now. Oh, yeah, because we steal it, don't
Mhm.
we?
Yeah, we
Steal the airship from Junon. Dude, I'm remembering everything. Guys, you'll have to
Mm.
forgive me. It's been like a month and a half, if not longer, since we played this.
And we have
Uh,
the really good moment of Tifa versus Scarlet slap fight on the cannon.
Yep.
Yep. I wish Scarlet had died there, though. But I digress.
Mm.
Not my favorite character.
Me
Um,
either.
But we get to Medeal, and that's where we find one crazy person, because they're not all there anymore. And I will have to say, when we get into this doctor's office, I wanted to go stir crazy myself. But Agra, who do we find in this doctor's office?
Cloud.
We find
Cloud
none other
Strife.
than Cloud Strife. Man, I was gonna impress you by knowing his last name. Dang. Had to ruin that for me, man. Freaking first you ruined Nanaki, and then you ruined freaking that. Wow, you just hate me, don't you?
What about Barrett's last name? Do you know Barrett's last name?
Hmm?
His is a weird one because I know it's Tifa Lockhart and Barrett. He's actually the one that I don't know.
Wallace.
Eric.
Eric. Yeah.
Eris.
Close.
Gainsborough.
Close. Gainsborough. Yep. Who else is there? Yuffie. If you know Yuffie, I'll be really impressed.
Yeah,
Oh, well, I mean, Yuffie says her last name in Kingdom Hearts, too.
Oh, she does.
She does?
Mm-hmm. It's Yuffie Kisaragi.
Huh. I don't remember that.
Sid.
Yeah, I don't know anybody else.
Sid, I don't know.
It's
Yes,
Sid
I do.
Highwind,
Yeah, okay, I'm stupid. I do know
which
that.
is the name of the airship.
Which is the name of the airship and the name
A little
of the
vain.
ship.
Mhm.
In,
A little vain of him, don't you think?
The ship in.
Probably,
whatever
but
it's
Sid seems like a pretty vain guy.
Yeah. My name's Sid Highwind, and this is the Highwind,
is there
Sid's
anyone-
ship.
Okay, I guess we only know the other one's Vincent, which I think you should probably know
called.
Vincent.
Valentine.
Yeah.
What about Kate?
Because freaking Espy will just go, Vincent Valentine.
BC Valentine. I will say that. I
Okay,
say a
now
lot of
SB,
things.
your turn. What is Reeves' last name?
To Esty.
Wow.
Let's go.
Man.
I would have
SB
never gotten that. I would have never
Swarlz
gotten that.
winning the FF7 trivia over.
Yeah,
SB.
Swarlz gets the key to the city and a brand new car.
Let's go.
Man.
Well, I didn't know Reeves had a last name. I'm like, that's crazy.
Now, what's Rufus's last name, guys?
Mako.
Anywho,
That's his middle name.
but we
his middle name is
find
Mako.
we find Cloud in Medeal, and he's just lost his mind. And this is probably the part where I almost went crazy too, because they just leave the same deal while you're talking in there as a group. They just leave the same track of.
Oh yeah, the wheelchair.
Oh.
3 beats.
just until you're done with that scene. It does not shut up. I thought the game broke. It was ridiculous.
That's my favorite thing about some of these older games is like stuff like that will happen and you're like, is that supposed to happen or is that like messed up? And like same thing with like the snowboarding. Is there supposed to be music here? Or like did they just like say we don't need music while you're snowboarding? It's
For
fine.
some reason they did.
I'll never understand that. Snowboarding is absolutely
I'm
a music
guessing
sport.
it's something to do with like not being able to render the music at the same time as the snowboarding stuff for some reason. But I have no.
I
Yeah,
mean,
I
it's
mean-
probably something to do with how old the game is, I would imagine.
Yeah, how old and decrepit.
So when we're in Medeal, we are discussing. We're like, oh well, Cloud's no good anymore. You know, he's
Yeah.
just not in his right mind. But so one certain person decides to stay back and look after him, and that would be Tifa. So we no longer have Tifa in our party. So we've lost two party members.
And for some reason we go, hey Sid,
After
you're
that,
the
yeah,
leader now.
Sid is now in charge. He is the man in charge.
Look at me.
I am the captain now.
Yep.
So we go from there, and we find out, I guess, that well, they're after big materia now, right? That's what the big whole thing. They're after huge
Mhm.
materia. So we find out that. So what place are they using for this huge materia? Where have they
We
taken
got a
it?
couple, but the first one was Corel.
Yeah.
fact.
So we're in Coral, and that's who's from Coral again? I can't remember.
Mr. Wallace.
That's right. That's right. So Barrett is there, and we find out that it's on a train. So we got to go take out that train. What I didn't know is that it was a time trial. I did not know that. No one
Gotta
told me
stop it
that.
from hitting the town.
No one told me that it was a time trial. So I'm in there just yerking my jerkin and freaking just absolutely just BSing, and I tried to use like summons and everything just because I was like, oh, I haven't seen these. These are probably cool. I should look at them. And then aggro halfway through is like, oh yeah, you shouldn't do that, and you should turn off 3 times speed. What?
There was a countdown timer.
Yeah, but I thought it was like just like a, hey, if you get it in this time, cool. If you don't, it's no big deal. No, apparently if I did it, I get holy or whatever it is.
You get a huge materia, and if you get all of them, you get Neo Bahamut.
Yeah, and
I
then if I got Neo Bahamut, but then you also said
oh wait,
that
no,
if I
sorry,
could get...
no, it's Bahamut Zero is the one you
don't
get.
you get Barrett's Limit Break also, like his 4th Limit Break?
I don't think so.
There's something you get for Barrett, because I remember I had to do it for a trophy. I'm pretty sure you get Barrett's level 4 limit break.
Maybe.
I could be
But
wrong.
I knew none of the stuff that like we got from that
Yeah.
was needed
Yeah.
to get, so I figured just let you
Yeah,
you play
you
the
just let me
game.
do it. But then you were just like, well, you can spend 50,000 million units to get this Gil.
That's right, you can just buy it. It'll
Yeah.
give it to you. If
I didn't want it though. I said no, I'm too good for that.
Yeah. I mean, it would have been nice, but like not like we needed it.
True. I mean, it probably would have been better than whatever the other one thing, Pandora's box, maybe.
Well, yeah.
Shout out
I
to
mean,
Pandora's Box.
It's in Neo Bahamut. Or sorry, Bahamut Zero is the second best summon in the game.
Yeah.
So it would have been better than any of the other ones, but we didn't use summons that often, anyways.
No, I never do. So, well, I end up letting the train obviously crash into Corel, and everything's ruined. We don't return there, though, so it's all good. I never go back there. At all. Period. Didn't even help them clean up at all.
Nope.
You think that
They
we
got
would?
Their mess now.
They got it. No, they can figure
World's
it out.
gonna
You think
end.
that
we
we
got
would?
other stuff to do.
But no. We go from there to a wonderful place called Fort Condor. Why would we be going to Fort Condor?
They got a huge materia.
See, we didn't know we had a huge materia there. We were just there to help. So what do we do? We play the little tactics game, which, from what I understand, you can just fail and be fine.
Yeah, because they don't want to lock progression behind the mini game. So if you just fail, then whatever.
Yeah, so I
still get to
failed
move on.
and moved on, even though I really kind of wanted to try and beat it. Aggro was like, please.
It just takes forever and is not worth. Basically what they're doing there expects you to have, if you want to beat it, expects you to have actually built up a bunch of units over time by playing the game a few times. All that, and knowing what to do ahead of time. And so I knew it wasn't worth it for us in particular. If you want to go back and play Fort Condor, I welcome you to. You should. I'm sure it's fun.
So, Espy, where was the huge materia hiding?
I believe it was actually under the Condor, if I remember correctly. Or I could be making that up.
Wasn't it in the egg?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which
Yeah,
wasn't
the egg
the
hatched.
Condor like incubating it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
we
I'm second-guessing myself.
we get the condor. It
Phoenix.
leaves, right?
Well, it disappears,
Yeah, it just disappears.
and then a new one's born.
Yeah, because they don't die; they just restart.
Yeah,
They
that's
hit
why we
a
got
restart
Phoenix
button. Yeah, because it's basically it's a phoenix. It's like it dies and comes back.
Yeah.
But from Fort Condor, as much as I loved it, we get the heck out of there as fast as possible. And we do a little bit of traveling. We do a little bit of fun. We have a little bit of fun. We're fun people. We like to.
And this is the one part of the game where the pacing of this part of the game feels like because they don't tell you where to go. They just say go find the huge materia, and you just got to figure it out. So they expect you to be looking around for a while. They're relying on that to make it feel like a bunch of time has passed.
And the Shinra wants it to be able to shoot it at freaking. They want to blast a hole in meteor. They think that they'll be able to just shoot down meteor with huge materia.
Yeah, for some reason.
I don't know why, but that's why we're after it because truthfully I don't know. Why are we after the huge materia?
We're trying to get it away from them because they're going to make it worse and then waste the huge materia. I don't remember exactly. It's kind of vague, to be honest.
Yeah, they really don't give a good one on that.
No, it's so we have something to do.
Well, after traveling around and just having a lot of fun in general, we go back to check up on Cloud and Tifa to make certain everything, maybe he's miraculously healed. And we get there, and not the case. He's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, just as he was before. But one of the weapons decides to attack Medeal. Which one was it, Aggro? I can't remember.
The ultimate weapon.
The ultimate weapon. So I didn't know that's actually the name of it. Wow.
Yeah.
Huh. Maybe that's where they get Ultima Weapon from.
In fact, it is.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, the ultimate weapon, diamond weapon, ruby weapon, sapphire weapon, and emerald weapon.
And we only fought 2 of them, correct?
Yeah, we only fought, technically ultimate we fought, but we didn't, we fought it and it flew away. You can actually fight the super boss version of it, if you find it flying around the map. Then we fought diamond weapon later, which we'll get to that. Sapphire weapon was killed in a cutscene shot by the Junon cannon. And then emerald weapon and ruby weapon are super bosses.
Yeah.
We did not fight them.
So what we do though is everything starts to go crazy. The world starts splitting open, and Tifa and Cloud fall into the live stream, where for some reason they can hear each other think now. They almost become one, if one might say. And Tifa's able to telepathically talk to Cloud and help him through his craziness. Where we find something. And it's everybody's favorite thing. We get to go do the Nibelheim incident again! Yay!
Let's go.
But Tifa has to put together Cloud's memory, basically.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't remember much, and he tries to put things off. And this is where I'm going to have to say I have a hard time with this. Huge, bad hard time with this. Because you're just basically saying, like, okay, my name's Cloud Strife. I'm a rejected, don't know this, but I'm a rejected Sephiroth clone. I want to be this big old baddie, but actually, in fact, I'm just a, low-level soldier that can now randomly be basically a soldier first class just because he believes it. That don't work. That don't work at all.
That's not how it happened.
That's what he did, though.
No, he was in a test tube for 5 years and was injected with Genova cells.
Yes, but then he became.
That is
then
why
he
can
was
do that now.
He's legitimately just like, yeah, I'm a first class soldier.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a first class soldier now, so that's me. I don't like it. I wish that they would have gone a different way. If you would have told me like it was, if you would have told me that it was like Zack was dying and they had Cloud still there, but they could implant Zack's subconscious.
I mean,
inside of Cloud, that would have been like baller to me.
I mean, that's basically what happened. What happened is the Genova cells inside of Cloud, like, because he was, in a catatonic state, we'll say, for the year it took for Zack to get him to Midgar. But like the cells inside of Cloud would use Genova's ability and tried to put together Cloud again using the memories of Tifa and Zack.
Yeah,
it's not
have a hard
perfectly
time.
Explained because translation and also a game from 1997.
I just have a hard time with this. But it's not.
I'd say
good.
This is like widely considered the best part of the game.
And I think it's probably the worst part of the game because there is no context for it. You truthfully, right now, you could tell me anything, and I just don't believe it because it doesn't say that in the game.
Yes, it
to
does.
me, all they legitimately say is, Yeah, I was, really ashamed of myself because I couldn't be a first-class soldier, so I hid in the back lines, but then I grabbed this sword and I stabbed someone and I saved the day, but I really don't have that training, but just because I feel like I'm that person, I'm now able to do it. It just doesn't make sense.
There's something I want to bring up. I don't know if it's a spoiler for a different game, but I'm pretty sure it's not.
Are you talking about Crisis Core?
A little bit, but I might
just save it.
Well, I don't know if it happens in this game or if it happens in... Anyway, there's a reason that he can do the stuff he's doing. Not just...
Yeah, I know. I've heard that everybody thinks it's a much better game after playing Crisis Core.
Well, no,
I understand that because they retcon it.
But that's not even what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, like, there's a concrete reason that Cloud can do the stuff he does.
Well, there's a concrete reason in the game.
Like, right, so, okay, so...
In 7.
They don't say it.
So it does happen in 7.
Yes, they do.
They do not.
He was injected with Genova cells.
Okay.
I didn't know. And that magic. No.
And he is a soldier.
Do not.
That is what happens to all soldiers.
Yeah, that's why Zack can do what he does. That's why Sephiroth is the way he is.
Okay, then I want you to say they bathe in Mako because that's what they say.
That's basically what they do. Yes, they put them in a Mako test tube and inject them with Genova cells.
I understand what Swarls is saying, but yeah. So that's like. I don't know because like Cloud's like, I can't do anything. Oh man, and then he fucking pulls some shit out. Like there is technically a reason, not just I can do this now because I think I'm Zack.
I mean that's literally how I interpreted it because
Which is fair.
They do not go over it at all.
Yes, they did.
They really do not.
They did. They explained how it happened.
I disagree with that wholeheartedly, but I'm okay with agreeing to disagree.
Genova cells.
We can agree to disagree because in my interpretation of the game, which I played it, I was the one behind the sticks.
He was.
They did not go over that well enough.
I think ultimately
I think that you have a better understanding of it because you played the other games.
I mean, no, I understood it the first time playing it when I was 12 years old. Because it's obvious.
I think ultimately what matters, like Swarls didn't pick up on it, whether they didn't explain it well or, ultimately he didn't pick up on it, right? That's all that really matters in the sense of, like, that was a confusing point for him because they didn't go into it enough for him to grasp. I'm trying to say this in a way that's not like, oh, Swarls just missed it because he's dumb. Like, it just didn't register with you, right? So I can understand where the confusion is, where, like, how the hell can Cloud do this shit?
I just think it's terrible. Honestly, it's just not good. Like
it's the worst game ever.
I mean, it's not the worst game ever, but I expected that with all the buildup that I got from this game, I expected it to be a lot better than what I thought it was.
Okay, I mean that's fair, right?
Like this game to me did not live up to the hype.
I felt a similar way.
This is where I kind of started to go down that rabbit hole. Was this scene? Was this part? Because I expected, okay, we're going to get a big reveal of, like, something. And it just did not, I just did not get any big reveal. They were like, oh, Hojo did this, and, hooray. And it's like, that's just not, it just did not fit well. I'm hoping that Remake or Rebirth will probably make that better for me. But in this game, it's not for me. It's just not for me.
And that's okay. I felt the same way too. Like when I played 7, like it had been, and like my cousin had talked about it for years and years, and like everybody talks about 7. And I played 7, and I was like, oh, like I think 7's really good. But to me, I was like, oh, that was just like a good game. Like I thought it was gonna be this like transcendent piece of media that would like change my life. And I know it's done that for other people. But I felt a similar way. Like oh, like I thought this was gonna be like a bigger thing than it was. It was just a good RPG. And now as I've played it more. Now with Choco-Bros and like just like watching media and the compilation, I'm like, oh yeah, 7 was really, really good. But I get like wow, I thought this was gonna be like the game.
And see, I hope that the game becomes better after playing other media of it. But
I think it will for you.
I just don't know. It just depends.
Yeah.
Because this
it's
game
okay
has
to talk shit.
No. I'm just trying to phrase it right. I think the problem is how old it is for me. It doesn't do a good job of portraying what it's trying to portray in the essence that they want it to. I wish that they would have stuck with, and I know that they obviously they couldn't because they wanted to push the boundaries of what they're doing, but I feel like this game might have been better as a pixel game too. Just because the technology wasn't quite there for it.
I do wonder what it would look like as a pixel game. That'd be interesting.
But anyway,
I feel like it's a different game if it's not like imagine like the Aerith death scene pixelated. Like it just doesn't.
Oh, there's a lot of things. I think that but the thing about it is you do a pixel and then you flash to like cutscenes like that.
I feel like that'd be jarring. I feel like
it'd be okay because I mean they already have it. It's already, you know, a 2D background or whatever 2D background with 3D characters. You know?
Yeah.
So I mean it's not like crazy. But anywho, Tifa's able to put Cloud's mind back together and he realizes who he is and he's all good now. What's the next thing we do, guys?
We went to the underwater reactor, but you can do that or go to Rocket Town first.
So, underwater reactor, that's where we're going after Reeve, or no, not Reeve, Rufus, right? Rufus is on that one?
No, I don't think so. We're going to just
going
get
after
another
the huge
materia.
Yeah, it's a huge materia.
Yeah, we're still after the huge materia. There's one down
So,
there.
That video, that one was like, I didn't pay attention at all to the controls because I, you know, was just ready to get this thing, you know, kind of just, we were at the very end of the stream, I think, really, with this one. And so I was just like, kind of like,
bad.
I actually didn't mind it.
Really?
I know that's crazy.
I don't like the submarine at all.
I actually did not mind it. It was actually like fun to figure out. When did we go back to get Tifa's stuff too? Was that around here?
I was right around here. Yeah, I didn't put it just because I didn't think about it, but yeah,
I think it was right around. We did go back there, and we did
got
go
the airship and stuff.
Yeah, we had the airship. We went back and got Tifa's fourth limit, and you had to play her theme or the world theme. And
you did.
I want you to know,
did that on your own. I tried. Very proud.
It was very impressive.
I did it by listening to it. Just that was fun. That was really fun. Just playing it a couple times. But we did that. We did the underwater reactor where we go and we get the big materia out of that. We do the submarine chase. Then you made me go get a key, and I was like, "What the heck is this key for?" And then we go through another like crest or what is that underwater cave, and we take it up, and we see this person just chilling in a place that we couldn't land the airship, and Vincent's the one to speak.
Ah, yes.
What did Vincent have to say to this person?
Basically, that's the summary of it. That's also
was that
plot of Dirge of Cerberus right there.
Oh, really? Is that what it is?
No, there's more to it than that, but it's funny to say that.
I'm guessing Dirge of Cerberus then has to deal with Vincent then.
Yeah, Vincent is the protagonist of Dirge.
Oh. Okay,
it's a third-person shooter.
That's why he's got a gun. Okay.
Yeah, when they set out to make a they wanted to make a third-person shooter Final Fantasy game.
Yeah.
They wanted to stretch into new genres, and they went through the list of characters like it could be Yuna as a 10-3, or it could be there's a character in 8 called Laguna who has a gun. That was their first choice, but then they were like,
Leon,
no. Right? I guess technically he does have a gun sword.
Yeah.
But they thought of what is it? Edgar from FF6 as well. But they settled because they were doubling down on the rest of the FF7 stuff at the time. They decided Vincent Valentine's got to be the guy.
Which is why, okay, that makes a little bit more sense because I've seen bits and pieces of it, and I was like, why is there a vampire, or whatever?
Yeah.
Going around. Okay, that makes more sense. Okay. that one. Okay. But we end
Yeah,
up seeing. Is that? I actually want some clarification on this part too. Is this his like lover?
So they were never actually together, but
But they just worked
they obviously had feelings for each other.
Okay.
Yeah, he was hired
But-
he was a Turk and was the bodyguard for Hojo and Lucrezia at the mansion, and they developed feelings for each other. But Lucrezia chose the experiments with Hojo over Vincent.
So we end up doing that. That's how you get a really good gun for Vincent, right?
Yep, his well, you get you get both his final gun and his
Which I
level
didn't
4
get
limit break, which you never got to see.
Yeah, I didn't get to see it.
It's called Chaos. Very cool.
Chaos.
I guess we never got to show you. I do like his limit breaks being themed around different horror monsters. The
Horror
first one's
genre.
a werewolf.
Werewolf.
The second
and
one
Frankenstein.
is Frankenstein. The third is basically just like, what is it? The Friday the 13th guy.
Jason.
Jason Voorhees.
Yeah. He's just Jason Voorhees.
Wow.
And then the last one's the big like the vampire, like the one big bat
Dracula?
wings vampire. Yeah.
Crazy.
It's very cool.
Cool. So we finally have us a submarine. So we're going around. We're doing all these fun things. We go see Lucrezia. We go see. We go get a key. We go get the huge materia out of the other submarine.
The extra Zach flashbacks.
Yes, we get a little bit more flashbacks. And then we go to a place that I didn't think we'd go back to. We go back to Rocket Town because it's time that Sid finds out that they're launching his rocket.
No.
Without him.
Oh man! So of course, naturally, he's got to board the ship. He's got to board the rocket. Get on up on top of there. And
Killing Palmer by getting hit by a truck.
Yes, best part of the game.
It's a highlight.
True. We did do that, didn't we?
Some random truck driver hit him.
Yeah.
We'll never
But
know
we
who
were
the
running around
hero
doing
was.
that, though, right?
We were fighting him,
Yeah.
and then he ran away and got hit by a truck. I don't think there wasn't anyone in the truck that we
I don't
knew,
think.
right?
I don't know. I don't think so.
A runaway truck?
SB. It was SB driving.
Yeah, listen,
Oh.
I was just tired. All right, I was tired. Long day at work. I got behind the wheel and I fell asleep. Okay, what do you
Man,
want me to say?
imagine you're driving. You're just driving through Rocket Town, and you're just having a bad day, and you fall asleep, and you wake up. Oh no, you've hit someone with your car. Oh no, what have you done? And everyone gets out. You get out, and like everyone's like, oh thanks.
Everybody's, like,
good job.
cheering.
Awesome.
Like you become like the mayor of the town. They give you a key to the city. They throw a banquet for you. Meanwhile, you're like, oh my god, my life is over. The cops are gonna get me, and like you get like paraded around town for vehicular manslaughter. Only in Final Fantasy.
Dear gosh.
7.
Maybe Florida. Depends
Yeah.
what
Gosh.
happens.
Well, we get on board the ship because we find out that they're gonna fire the rocket to use to blow up Comet, the meteor.
Yeah, we're gonna blow it up.
We're gonna blow it up.
the-
There's huge materia on board, so there's more huge materia there. Which, do we take that huge materia?
We did. Because they give you the choice of if you can correctly guess the password. Do you want to take it out and risk maybe it'll do it. Maybe it being hit with the huge materia will destroy the meteor. But we decided, because we know the future, to just take the huge materia. It would in fact do nothing different. It wouldn't destroy the meteor. But
Nice.
they tried.
So
But
we end up
Sid finally got to go to space.
being
him.
in space. We end up blasting off, but we find out one crucial thing. Oh no. The thing that was possibly malfunctioned and almost killed Sid.
No.
And then Sid's helper? I don't think it's his wife, right?
That's a word for it. Yeah, we'll say helper.
Because
They don't really give them
yeah,
abusive or abused
Yeah.
partner
abuse
of some
partner.
kind.
More
Yeah.
his more than friend.
But she's actually still on the rocket as well.
Yeah.
And so he has a little bit of a touching, moment, because he was like, "Oh my gosh, you were right all along." But then we just get on board the escape hatch and we all take the escape pod and go back down to Earth. And like Agro said, the rocket hits the meteor, but does absolutely nothing. It breaks it up a little bit, but really not that much.
Yeah.
Nothing that's going to
Makes
make a
it look
significant
cooler.
difference. Yeah, it does.
So after Rocket Town, we go back and we do a little bit more exploring. We do have a little bit of fun. Why did I have to go to Bone Village? I remember having to go back there.
Oh, we had to get the key to Midgar to the Tifa weapon.
That's right. Yep. Because we wanted to get Tifa's best weapon.
Yeah.
But I don't think I ended up using it because it wasn't as good as something else. Attack.
I forget. There was like one stat that was a little higher than another thing, because we were doing the limit break like bonus. It wasn't worth it.
Yeah.
Dude, and I will have to say, her limit break is amazing. The fact
really
that they
cool.
don't have a slots feature though in the limits for Final Fantasy VII Remake is kind of a shame to me. Like that, there should be like some sort of like slot hint, like a hint to that. But I digress.
It could. I don't know how it could work. I mean, I could see them integrating it into the last one somehow. She does get like basically an ability that is timed, where it hits 3 times, and if you press the button on the correct like attack frame or set of frames or whatever, it'll do more damage. So she gets a little bit of that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But
well, we go after our exploring and our fun times. We go talk to Bugenhagen at Cosmo Canyon. And he's like, hey, you can keep the huge materia here, and let me get back on my little pedestal here. Oh, we need to go to the Forgotten City because, that's probably good for me to see that. Do you mind taking me? So we get back on the airship, and we go to the Forgotten
Little
City.
escort mission.
We go, and we find out, like, oh, hey, Aerith already did the stuff that she needs to do. She prayed with the white materia, and now Holy is ready.
ready to go, but someone's
ready.
stopping it.
But someone's stopping it. It's Sephiroth. I can feel it. So Sephiroth is obviously stopping Holy from being unleashed, which is why he came out of the frickin' sky and just stabbed her with Masamune.
Mm-hmm. To try to stop her from summoning it, but she succeeded at a time. But now it's our job to take care of the rest and actually beat Sephiroth so Holy can do its job.
Exactly. So we're on our way back to try and figure out how we can go defeat Sephiroth, but that's whenever we find that the diamond weapon is gonna attack Midgar.
Final
no!
mixed battle and cutscene.
So with that, we go back to Midgar and we have to try and fight the diamond weapon. And so when we fight it, it then for some reason turns back around because it can sense bloodlust. Was that what it said?
I don't remember.
Something like that. It senses something. But it turns around and it starts hightailing it. But what it doesn't know is that the Shinra, have tried to get their act together a little bit. But a ginormous cannon at Junon is now in Midgar. So they power it on up, and they fire that sucker, and it goes right through the diamond weapon's chest, and it's down for the count.
But not before it can shoot off a few strikes.
It also does shoot off a few strikes, and it kills the president of Shinra. Rufus himself is dead. Unfortunately,
Rip the president.
Unfortunately, Heidegger and Scarlet somehow make it through, but we figure out, though, at this wonderful point, though, that Reeve Tuesti is none other than Kate Sith.
Flexing his last name knowledge.
Sorry, I had to.
And pronouncing it correctly.
I think they say it in remake, and I just remembered it from that.
Okay. I mean, still, they say it like once. He has like 3 scenes where he speaks.
I remember, I actually kind of liked Reeve for some reason in remake, because he was actually making sense.
Yeah, he's the one. He's the one like guy who's trying to do something useful and good in the room of crazy psychos.
Yeah. So, it fires off, but after they fire off that bullet as well, that beam of light, it also goes up to the northern crater, and it dispels the force field.
Mm-hmm.
So we can now go there. But before we do that, we return to Midgar. What happens in Midgar?
The return trip. We get a parachute. It's very fun.
We parachute? Is that like
Parachute down in the
skydiving?
city. Kind of. It's a different word for it. But
So we parachute
get to do
down
that.
into Midgar.
our entire party does not die thanks to Tetsuya Nomura's intervention.
True.
Shout out to Nomura.
We're supposed to apparently die. Everybody was supposed to die.
That
there.
was like the original idea.
Everyone you don't pick.
That never made it past the idea phase. But it's a fun fact.
Fun fact for certain. So we parachute down. What exactly happens inside Midgar?
Let's see. We get to go through some tunnels and some underground systems, and then we get to meet the Turks.
Yep.
For one last time.
We get to meet them, and since we did the team up in what's it called in Wutai, we're able to not have to fight them for the last time.
Yeah, they
just
realize
we're done.
their bosses are dead. They can just go home.
Whatever happened to Sung?
So it's never stated in the actual original FF7. They never say at all what happened
after
to
getting
him.
stabbed. He's
Yeah,
just
they
chill.
like there's when you're talking to Elena, I almost called her Elrena. Wrong character. I just watched the Union Cross cutscenes. When you talk to Elena in the Snow Village,
yeah,
like she doesn't. I think Cloud asks her about it, but she doesn't say he's dead. Like they talk around it rather than just explicitly like saying either way. But find out more in Before Crisis Final Fantasy VII.
Fun. So we end up getting there, getting into Midgar. We fight Heidegger and Scarlet, and there's some
They're in a giant mech. It's very cool looking.
I wonder if we'll get to power wash that.
Power Wash Simulator 2. Look forward to it. Actually, wait, don't look forward to it. I think they aren't. I think they aren't working with that company anymore, but I could be wrong. I don't remember.
I thought it was owned by Square Enix.
No, they don't own it. They're just publishing it.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure if they still do.
Interesting. Well, anywho, that would be fun to clean. Just throwing it out there.
Mm-hmm. We gotta wait for Remake 3 to come out.
We do. But I honestly and truthfully am blanking on why we went back to Midgar in the first place. So
it's because Hojo is like...
Yes, that's it. Yes.
Hojo is doing some evil stuff.
He's trying to use the cannon again, and it would blow up Midgar if he used it.
Basically,
again.
yeah.
And that's why I think it might be the
first.
bloodlust. You know, that thing that I was thinking. You know, because he really wanted his son to, to see him and be proud and da 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 da.
He's just big on like, hey, I made that thing. I want to test it, even if it blows up me and the entire city. I want to see how it works before I die.
Exactly.
And he does not care if the world's gonna end to do it. He's just curious and insane.
But we end up kicking his butt.
We do in a 3-phase boss fight.
He has a little bit of Genova in him as well.
Mm-hmm.
So we end up kicking his butt, and then we finally get ourselves into the end of disc 2, I believe, right there. Correct?
I think so. No, wait, no. We got the last cutscenes, but yeah, right around then.
Yeah. So we end up going now to the northern crater.
Yep.
We land, we get down there, we start kicking butt, taking names. This is where you can get a lot of levels really fast, actually, too. I was noticing that.
Yeah, by far the most like powerful enemies and highest level enemies in the game.
We get to fight the what is it? The bone, the what is it? The
bone dragon?
Zombie dragon?
Was it the bone?
Zombie dragon.
Zombie dragon. Yes, zombie dragon. And we get the best move it has, Pandora's box with enemy skill. and it came in the clutch.
Oh yeah.
It's amazing. So that was really helpful. I will have to say, my final boss battle, I was kicking Sephiroth's butt. I know I'm skipping ahead, but I'm just letting the people know. I had to do this stupid dungeon twice because my game crashed.
Save for Sephiroth.
And there's no save point.
It's so
You're
funny.
at least halfway through his health bar, probably more.
And it just was terrible. But anywho, we end up going down into the crater. You do all the fights, and then you have to choose your party 13 times. And then you jump down again, and then you have to choose your party another 13 times. And then you jump down again. And finally, we're to the boss fights, where we're fighting Genova, which we kill. Which I think that's an underrated track.
Genova?
Yeah. Like
That's like one of the most popular tracks in the whole franchise.
I think the one right... Maybe it was the one right before One Winged Angel. That's the one I'm thinking of.
Oh, Birth of a God.
Oh, Birth of a God.
Yes,
Yeah.
Birth of a God is very underrated.
Yeah.
I don't get me wrong. One Winged Angel is one of my favorite songs, like, maybe ever. But Birth of God's amazing. They need, and the fact we get, I don't know if that song's ever been remixed, to be honest.
Probably not. Because One Winged
Like,
Angel
Crime.
is so...
It's a
Yeah.
fucking...
It's both, like, insanely iconic and, like, from, like, a history standpoint of, like, the fact there were vocals in that song is insane
Yeah, it's
for
crazy.
97 on the PS1.
Which right after we beat Genova, we get summoned by Sephiroth, and everybody's there.
Mm-hmm.
And we have to keep fighting and fighting and fighting. And then finally we fight the... What is it called? That Sephiroth version.
Safer Sephiroth is the final version.
Safer Sephiroth?
Yeah, you got,
And that's where we hear...
Genova, then Bizarro Sephiroth.
Bizarro.
Or the actual translation is Sephiroth Reborn. But you know how this game is. And then
the
final phase is Safer Sephiroth.
Safer Sephiroth. And that's the One Winged Angel Sephiroth, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's great.
So we end up beating the crap out of both of those and finally get to the ending.
The end of the game.
Where we
Wherever.
get to go through and see what happens to everyone. Oh, we didn't talk about we didn't talk about the Tifa Cloud scene.
Oh yeah, there are
'Cause we
more ways to say how you're feeling than with words.
We didn't talk about how everybody went on a little hiatus before Meteor because we're like, "Hey yo, go tell everybody that you love them," which I'm good with. That one was good. Go find a reason to fight. Tell everyone you love them because we may not even if we go try and do this, we may all die regardless.
Even if you win,
we may die.
Might not work.
So the ending scene is obviously Holy coming out and saving the day.
Kinda.
That's what I see.
I mean, so Holy got summoned, and it tried to stop Meteor, but that didn't work. It was like the Meteor was piercing through it anyways, and then the live stream came out and
kicked its butt.
Saved the planet.
So the live stream was able to do it, which then we get a hint that, Aerith's hands being reached down towards Cloud.
Yeah, like the planet heard
That is
her
the
prayers.
other thing. That is the other thing that grinds my absolute gears about this game. I want closure. I want more closure with Aerith and Cloud. Because I feel like it's just like, yeah, she's dead. Okay, move on. How come the freaking, why couldn't we have like a little sweet deal with Lucrezia? Hey, don't worry about me, Cloud. I'm here chilling in the live stream, doing my thing. Don't worry about me. Keep living your life. I mean, look, you got Tifa over there. Just take care, keep her safe.
That's why it was so impactful, was because it wasn't, I'm gonna sacrifice myself. I have to let you know how I feel. It's like, we went in there, I mean, I guess you didn't because I spoiled it for you. Haha, sorry. But the intention is like, you go in there and you're like, oh, there's Aerith. Like, okay, let's get her and keep going. And it is sudden. It is just what? And like Cloud's line at the, like, it is like probably one of my favorite scenes in like a Final Fantasy game is like my mouth is dry, my hands are tingling, like just like dealing with the sudden loss of somebody he cared so much about. and there was no preparation. There was no this could happen. It's just like Sephiroth was like, she was just a piece in the play he was in, and that's it. And it's like this massive loss. So the closure or lack thereof is like, I think that's why the scene has been so iconic. That's not the right word, but like, because it was just
Remembered?
like, what do you mean you can just kill Aerith? Like, everybody
Spoiled.
fucking loves Aerith. Yeah, I'm sorry, okay, but like, it was just like Aerith was there and then she wasn't. She won't laugh. She won't cry. You know,
I
like
think
you
that's what
said.
they're trying to do with the ending, is that like Aerith still made an impact now. Like, she's still, like, it worked. She saved the planet.
Yeah.
Her prayers, like, the planet heard her prayers and saved the planet.
Yeah, that's like one of my biggest things. And then obviously, you know,
Which is fair.
Is there anything else that happens in the ending? I kind of blacked out.
No, we cut to black of the question mark of, was the planet saved, and then
Yeah, so we did the
and then we get
whole-
the post credits
red-
where the planet is saved, but as earlier when they were talking to Bugenhagen, is humanity still around? Were they worth saving according to the planet? It is purposely ambiguous.
Let's just put it this way: that ending cutscene, or the hidden cutscene, whatever you want to call it, cool but unneeded.
I think it's there to show like the planet will endure.
Yeah, it's
Yep.
like the oath to return type beat.
Yeah.
Really, I mean, yeah, it's like even if we're not there, like humans, even if humans aren't there, even if like, you know, the planet's okay. That's ultimately like the big thing that like they're fighting for, is like keeping the planet alive, because everybody's gonna die. You know, Aerith was gonna die anyway, Cloud's gonna die anyway, Tifa's gonna die anyway, but the planet's okay.
Cool.
And Nanaki, he's great.
And yeah,
Yep.
shout out.
Which I still want to know. I still want to know. I thought he was the last of his kind. I still want to know
That's
how
what they
that happened.
think. There's 500
So.
years. You know, you never know.
Sure,
It's
it
like
is 500 years.
It's like Ratchet and Clank, a rift apart. You know.
What?
Mm.
Anywho,
That's
well,
a-
let's
that's a
rank
small
this game,
reference.
guys. Let's rank it. What would you guys do?
Easily.
Number
Oh,
one.
actually,
Wait, I'll two. I don't know. I feel
Do
like
I-
I'm gonna say something because I've thought about it. The more and more we go, should we remove 16 from the rankings?
See, I haven't played 16. I've
Yeah.
always wondered why we ranked it whenever I haven't played it.
I felt
Yeah,
right at the time, but the further we go on,
yeah.
okay, let's remove
So
16.
we
from the
removed
rankings.
16. The question I ask myself is, do I like 7 more than I like 6? I really liked 6.
I think
Do I
6
like
is a
it more
better
than
game.
7?
I think that's insane.
I think
7 is so much better than 6.
7 is better personally. But it is
Personally,
the three of us.
I enjoyed 6 more, and I
Yeah.
wasn't even playing it, which is crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was about it, but I enjoyed that one just a little bit more.
So 6 for me, like how you felt about 7, like wow, I thought 7 was gonna be like a better, like a bigger deal. That's how I felt about 6, except 6 like lived up to it for me. I was like 6 was as good. Okay, maybe a little bit under because I had really insane, unrealistic expectations for 6. But like 6 was like wow, like I can see why this is like people's like favorite Final Fantasy. But I don't know. It's hard because like, is it better than 7? Do I like it more than 7? That's like the two questions.
I'll give you this. I don't care where we rank it because ultimately it has to be a consistent. If I were to rank this game at 7 out of 10, I'd probably give it like a 7.2 to 7.5 for me.
Yeah. At the end of stream, you gave it a 7.2.
Which is very specific.
Yeah.
What
yeah,
makes
and
it
you
a
said,
point 2? I'm curious.
Yeah, I need to know the difference between the 7.
Well,
Because even 0.5.
72 was my
Oh,
football
you're
number,
100.
so-
Oh, okay. You're using
72.
100
So I did
scale.
7.2.
Okay,
Okay.
we'll take it.
7.2 out of 10.
Sure. I mean, that's 0.2 more than 7, so.
Yeah, it is. It is a better score than 7.
I
think.
You go.
Oh no, go ahead. I already talked about it.
Okay, I'm gonna take this time to chime in and say, because you know you can find probably I don't, you know, I stream a bunch. You can probably find hundreds and hundreds of hours of me talking about this game. But for me, this is the, as he was saying, the transcendent, life-changing experience.
Yeah.
Like, I always have to make it clear, because I did play it when I was a kid, but I still had, like, 6 or 7 years of hearing about FF7 as, like, the greatest game of all time before I ever actually played it. Like, I had it hyped up to insane degrees because, I was a Kingdom Hearts fan.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh man, Cloud, I love that guy. He's so cool. And then I played it on the Sony PSP.
Yeah, I love that story.
And it lived up to all of that. It is still one of my favorite games of all time, if you couldn't tell. So even if it's any sort of bias, this is like the one franchise I don't care.
I don't think that bias is necessarily bad. Like, you're gonna like a game that you like more than the game you don't. Like, and that sounds super stupid when I say it out loud, but like, I think that's allowed to go into it.
And like, I played this game 3 times in the past year and a half, and I'm thinking about playing it again soon.
I think 7 does have to go above 6. I think I'm on that team.
I'll take it.
I think we can leave a note next to it though that like Swarls says a 6 goes up above it.
No,
I think
that's fine.
like we remember that.
It'd be really funny if it'd be really funny if like throughout the whole rankings it's like we put it here, SB didn't agree. We put it here. You know what I mean? Like it would just be like it'd be a whole Word doc by the end of it.
We're almost at the top 10. Almost.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Okay,
only been like what, a year?
Yeah, about.
That's it?
Yeah.
About, yeah.
Holy shit.
Okay, where are we ranking Cloud?
You guys are gonna go number 1, so sure.
I'm sorry.
Who did we for 6? Did we put Celeste and Terra?
Yeah, both of them.
You see the thing like 6 and 7, like 6 and 7 is like KH1 and KH2 for me. Depending on the day that you ask me, my answer might change. I think Cloud's story was done really well, and I think the even bigger dive into story lent itself. Yeah, Cloud because of like the depth of it and like with the Zack stuff and yeah.
Up to you,
but,
SB.
Oh fuck me. We're gonna say Cloud right now, but if you ask me next podcast, I might say Celeste and Terra.
Okay, that's fine.
Or Celeste.
I mean, hey, Cloud will be up at number 1 again later, so
we can always revisit it. I think that's a great thing too.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say Cloud though.
Antagonist, Sephiroth. And, well, I guess, we rank all the antagonists. So, Sephiroth, Hojo, Rufus, the Shinra gang, the Turks. I guess, not really, that's not the Turks.
Sephiroth,
but the rest of them.
Number 1. Sephiroth, number 1.
Would you agree with that, Swirls, or do you like X-Death and Gilgamesh better?
No, the Sephiroth's number 1.
Oh.
Okay.
He's evil.
I think he's pretty easy. Number 1.
He's evil to the core.
Evil to the core, always want.
Which I kind of thought that we would have like. I thought he was possibly gonna like come back to reality. That was like my synopsis because we see him still and everything else. But I guess if like a piece of Genova lived, then he could have lived too somehow.
Speaking of Sephiroth coming back, should we like watch Advent Children next before we do tactics? Like, should we just like do it like a one-off? Or
I'd be fine with that. I was gonna bring that up actually.
Oh, sorry to beat you to it.
Yeah, we could.
We'll talk about that after we rank. We'll discuss that. Hojo is not as good as Golbez.
Well, we don't rank them separately.
Yeah, we don't. It's just we just choose one.
Oh.
Yeah. Just the game's antagonists as a group.
Okay, it's been a while. Yeah, I think 7. 7 has just carried by Sephiroth. Like Hojo's pretty good. Rufus is good, but Sephiroth just like world class.
Old man Shinra.
And I think like it's not like I like them. I'm even not like I like Sephiroth, but in original FF7, I don't think Sephiroth's as good as a lot of people make him out to be. I think he's great. It's one of those things of like I'm not negative on him at all. He's evil. Yeah.
He's evil. That's like what you want.
And his backstory is interesting. But like I personally Sephiroth's one of my favorite antagonists ever, but it's because of the compilation stuff. It is not in like necessarily because of original 7.
I think a really important thing for a good villain to me, and this might be like the most lukewarm take ever, is like for me to really like a villain, if you put me in the same exact position that they're in, do I make the same exact decisions? Like, would I like become unhinged, being like, am I even human? Like finding out about like Genova and stuff. I feel like I probably would. Like, I feel like I would just like, that'd be like a life-shattering event for me, where some people would be like, damn, I guess I gotta like figure out what to do now. So that's also why I like Sephiroth, is like, it feels real. Like, Kefka is just evil because I'm Kefka.
Yeah.
Sephiroth is like, there's really like, I don't want to say compelling, because it sounds like I'm like interested in like destroying the world. But like, you can really follow his train of thought and be like he thinks he's doing what he thinks is best. He thinks he is like really. So that's
yeah, I mean, like Sephiroth is the first time outside of Golbez where the main antagonist has been someone who's not. I'm explicitly an evil sin.
Mm-hmm.
So like, I think he's good. I just you know. I
people
think I'll probably
go crazy.
Yeah, people consider him like the greatest antagonist of all time, and I think he's just a good. Which is,
I think he's well done.
Yeah. And last we have Sid's, which I'll just put at number 1.
Yeah, I would say if we get rid of 16 Sid,
we did
7 Sid,
easy.
Because 6 Sid was fine.
He's our second to last right now.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's pretty poor.
Yeah, he was. Well,
our
current
current number 1 was 4.
Yeah, 4 Sid was goated.
Who was a party member. He was pretty cool. But like this Sid, like
what was 5 Sid?
He's our number 4 now. I don't remember.
Yeah.
Well, see, not that important. Yep. Not that good.
Anyway.
Right now, Sid, Final Fantasy 5. Final Fantasy 5, Sid. Oh yeah, he's in the prison. After the Wind Crystal and the Water Crystal shattered, we arrived in Karnak, but we're imprisoned and accused of being colluding with a werewolf.
Isn't it the
he's
old
fine.
man?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's
the old man, and he had his kid mid. Oh yeah, he was fun. That's right. Okay, I remember him now. He was good. Not as good as 4. Well, I might have liked him 4 before, but whatever. Not as good as 7. So.
Anywho.
Yeah. So next time, do we want to do Advent Children? I'd be okay. I'll make.
Yeah,
it.
I think
it's easy. I think it's easy to squeeze in, and
we can stream it too. Wait, what?
Is that?
I'm kidding.
Do that.
I'm kidding.
I was like, I don't know if that's allowed. Can we do that?
We could get in trouble if we did that, SB.
Okay.
So,
I don't want to get in trouble.
Next time
we'll be talking apparently about
ever made.
Talking about an okay movie that I've already seen once, oddly enough.
Oh.
So
this is the first time we're playing a
and then after that
doing a thing we've all done.
And then after that
by the first thing none of us have done.
We're going to play some tactics, which none of us have played. So if you want to see me go absolutely crazy, make certain you go over to Iron Aggro on Twitch.
Oh, yeah, my turn.
And he will be playing our next game.
I haven't gotten to play a game since Mystic Quest.
Yeah, I was talking to Carissa about that.
You need to go live with that early sometime. You know that you need to go live. We're in May, dude. Come on, chop.
I can't believe that. Yeah, I was talking to Carissa about we were talking Choco-Bros, like, oh, like we're doing this tonight, and like she was like, oh, who's played what? And I was like, oh, like I played this, and Aggro played that, and then Swarls played this, and I played this, and she's like, it sounds like Aggro hasn't played a lot of games, and I was like, it's coming. Yeah,
I mean, I got to play the next 2 in a row, so.
Mm-hmm.
Which is tactics, and then what else?
8 after that. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
When do we get back into 7 crap?
We play 7, 8, or we play tactics 8.
Well, it's tactics 8, 9, 10, and then that's all we've mapped out for now. We'll get back to it after that.
10, dear gosh.
After 10.
I would.
That's when the spin-off started to come out.
Yeah, I was just like, Aggro, I know you're very, like, release order, but I would be okay with throwing something compilation-wise for Swarls.
Look, I'd be okay with, while SB's on sabbatical, me and Swarls play some FF7 content.
No sabbatical's been confirmed.
I was like, SB doesn't
sabbatical confirmed.
Anywho, well, while we figure
we'll
that
get
one
to
out,
that when we get to that.
Yeah. When the bridge is built, we'll cross it.
So, Twitter. Make certain you go follow us. Choco_Bros_pod. Email, if you want to send us an email, it's the Choco-Bros
Or comment on
podcast at
YouTube.
gmail.com. And then make certain to go subscribe to us. Aggro said that I think that he's going to start pumping out more content on it. I'm not for certain. He's got to get through the rest of 6, and then I need to go download all of 7, so. But that's the Choco-Bros. But
I'll try.
anything that you guys want to add? I'm getting kind of sleepy.
Thank you for being here through our tumultuous, I don't think that's the right word, through a little bit of a slower period. There was a lot of moving pieces. I started a new schedule at work. Shit comes up.
Yeah,
So
we
thank
ain't
you
gonna
for
be
sticking
streaming
around.
Sundays anymore. It's gonna be possibly Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday is probably be the best day to catch us on these streaming adventures.
Yeah. Well,
Yes.
but thank you for hanging out. Thank you for being patient with us. We appreciate anybody who is like, hey, waiting on new stuff.
I mean, let me just shout out our one and only fan. Hey, thanks, Mike.
Thanks, Mike.
Bye.
Yeah. Thank you for being here. We appreciate it. We do this for fun, and the fact that anybody wants
And
to,
you know what? I'll give a shout out to Jip because I know he at least listens to the podcast.
He did comment.
That's
He gave constructive criticism
Jip, my
on
homie.
YouTube, and I'm fully following that constructive criticism.
We love you. Thank you for listening. I could keep rambling about being appreciative, but thank you for being here.
Thank you.
All right.
Bye-bye.
See y'all.